Welcome to the Newsworthy. All the day's news in less than 10 minutes. Fast, fair, fun, and on the go. Today, how many years the president's former lawyer will be spending in prison, and why lawmakers just legalized a form of cannabis. Plus a LuLulemon subscription option, the most Googled person of 2018, and a first for Sesame Street. Those stories and more in less than 10 minutes. Then hang out after the news for Thing to Know Thursday. This week, we're talking top travel trends for 2019, from the best places to go to the best times to book flights. I'm Erica Mandy. Today is Thursday, December 13th. You ready? Let's do this. President Trump's former lawyer, Michael Cohen, has learned his punishment: 3 years in prison and a nearly $2 million fine. CBS News reports Cohen teared up in court and apologized to the American people and his family. He said he was weak for his, quote, blind loyalty to Donald Trump, that he thought it was his duty to cover up what he called Trump's dirty deeds. President Trump hasn't said anything about the sentencing so far, but he has said in the past that Cohen is lying to get a lower sentence. Remember, Cohen pleaded guilty in federal court in a deal with prosecutors. He admitted to tax evasion, lying to Congress, and breaking campaign finance laws. That last one, of course, was from when he paid women to keep quiet about alleged affairs with Trump. And some new details about those payments now. Prosecutors also struck a deal with the publisher of the National Enquirer. The New York Times reports the company admitted they played a role in paying a woman to keep her story quiet and working with the Trump campaign to do it. In exchange, executives and the company will not be charged with crimes. Congress compromised and passed an $867 billion farm bill. President Trump is expected to sign it. Farmers have faced some financial struggles because of the trade war going on with China. So what's in the bill? The Washington Post reports it provides billions of dollars in subsidies to American farmers and gives a boost to farmers markets and local food programs. It does not crack down on food stamps, after all, like some lawmakers had pushed for. It also makes it legal for farmers anywhere in the country to grow and harvest hemp, which, by the way, is a form of cannabis, but doesn't get you high like marijuana. Business Insider reports it's a key source of the ingredient now used in some wellness products, but that's still sort of controversial. It's called CBD. So bottom line, this part of the farm bill might give another boost to the growing cannabis industry, as well as farmers who want to get involved. The deadline is almost here, just a couple days away, to sign up for health insurance through the Affordable Care Act, aka Obamacare. And it seems a lot of people who could save money have not signed up. That's at least according to an analysis from the Kaiser Family Foundation. The Hill says the report found 4.2 million uninsured people are eligible for Obamacare coverage at no cost at all, as in $0 premiums for certain plans. One reason they're not signing up, the report says people don't know it's an option. In fact, another report this week found signups overall this year are down at least 10% from the same time last year. There may be several reasons enrollment is down. Some say people just don't want it. But others point to the Trump administration cutting back on the budget for marketing and outreach for the program. If you do think you qualify and you want to check out your options, you can learn more at healthcare.gov. But do it before the deadline, which is coming up this Saturday, December 15th. More drama in the UK over Brexit. Prime Minister Theresa May survived a no-confidence vote, meaning she still has her job, but probably with a bit less authority, as some tried to bring her down. Now the BBC reports she's heading to the EU summit to try to keep negotiating the Brexit deal. She had made a deal with the EU, but the UK Parliament was not a fan of it. The deadline for Britain to leave the European Union is still March 2019, but there is a lot to do before then. To be continued. A happy ending in West Virginia. Rescuers found 3 people alive and okay in a shutdown coal mine and brought them to safety. The 3 were reported missing 4 days earlier. Rescue teams couldn't find them for a couple of days, but that all changed yesterday. There were many tears and hugs as the families reunited, and the sheriff called it a miracle. I want to take a quick moment to say thank you to this week's sponsor, The Neat Company. If you have your own business, a side hustle, or just want to better organize all your expenses and finances, then this is for you. Neat lets you upload your receipts, your invoices, and many other documents, and then uses its unique ID2 technology to take it from there. It classifies the docs for you and even fills out all the key data fields, so you don't have to waste your time copying everything over. Instead, you can be more productive on growing your business or finding new business or whatever it is that matters to you. I love that you can use your camera on your phone to upload receipts and documents or just email it or upload it directly. You can even go back and keyword search all of your documents to find what you need quickly. So go ahead and try it out. The Neat Company is offering the Newsworthy listeners a free 30-day trial. Just go to neat.com/newsworthy. Again, take advantage of a 30-day free trial. Go to neat.com/newsworthy. Now back to the news. LuLulemon wants to get into the subscription business. Bloomberg reports the store has been testing the model in parts of Canada and will likely now expand it. The loyalty program costs about $100 a year. The perks include a pair of yoga pants or shorts, free shipping, and a free class to a different yoga or fitness studio. CNBC reports retailers are experimenting as they compete with subscription-based startups and other online-only stores. Can you guess who was the most Googled person in the world in 2018? It was Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex. Of course, her big royal wedding likely helped the number of searches. Black Panther was the most Googled movie in the world, and the number one searched anything this year was World Cup. For the first time, a Muppet on Sesame Street is experiencing homelessness. The Muppet's name is Lily, and she describes how she's had to stay with friends and in different places. CNN reports the hope is that Lily's story will help support the growing number of children in the U.S. who don't have a home. And today, Sesame Street in Communities is hosting an interactive conversation with a panel of experts to raise awareness about homelessness in children. It starts today at 4 p.m. Eastern Time on Facebook and YouTube Live. And that's it for the main news today, but it's now time for Thing to Know Thursday, where a different expert explains a different thing to know every Thursday after the news. This week, we're talking about travel trends for 2019, from top destinations to the best time to book your airfare and more. We have a returning guest today, travel expert Shellie Bailey-Shah. She's the editor of KidTripster, an online family travel magazine that provides information and inspiration to families traveling anywhere in the world. She knows her stuff, so here's my conversation with Shellie Bailey-Shah. Hi, Shellie. Welcome to the Newsworthy.
Thank you so much for having me.
So I know you have a list of the top 10 destinations for 2019 on KidTripster.com, but I would love for you to share with us here 2 or 3 of those and tell us why you chose them.
That is so hard. They're like my children. They're all my favorites, but I will pick a few. So if we're thinking domestic travel, we've chosen the cities of Seattle and Memphis. In Seattle, they've just finished like a multi-million-dollar renovation of the Space Needle. It gives visitors a much better experience. And in Memphis, you know, the home of the blues, soul, rock and roll, they're celebrating their 200th anniversary. So there's going to be a lot of extra things to do there. Also, in the U.S., anything to do with space. We're talking Cape Canaveral in Florida, the Space Center in Houston, the U.S. Space and Rocket Center in Huntsville, Alabama. All of them are going to be celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Apollo moon landing this year. So those are places to watch. If you're thinking warm weather destinations, we're calling out Riviera Maya in Mexico for budget-friendly all-inclusives. Costa Rica for soft adventure, Panama, and Cuba. Yes, you can visit Cuba without taking a cruise. And finally, more off the beaten path, locations for intrepid travelers. We're looking at Portugal, but specifically the Azores, those islands off the coast. Iceland, but outside of the Golden Circle, and Japan outside of Tokyo. So kind of pushing ourselves to get off the beaten path.
I love that. And you gave us a lot of really good ones. Can you explain a little bit more about the Azores and why that's something on your list this year?
You know, the Azores are still undiscovered, but they have enough services that tourists can travel there easily. But these are beautiful islands, still untouched, off the coast in the Atlantic, but it's not going to stay this way. I give the Azores a couple more years, and they're going to be, you know, more of a mainstream destination.
Okay, and so tell us some of the best times to book those flights if we're going to go on some of those trips, or other tips about getting good airfare.
Yes, so there are sweet spots for purchasing airfare, and you might want to grab a pen or maybe hit rewind on the podcast because I'm going to get really specific. If you're looking for domestic tickets, you're going to want to book those flights about 2 months in advance in order to get the best price. Europe and the Caribbean, we're talking about 2.5 months in advance. Central and South America, go 3 months, and Africa, 5 months, Asia, 6 months. So if you're planning an international trip, you really want to get out in front of that in order to get the best price.
And what is your process figuring that out?
So there's actually a study that comes out every year from an organization that looks at data across all airlines, all destinations, and all these price points, and they've come up with these recommendations. So I check in with them at the beginning of every year to see what the best practices are.
I love it. And I know that you take a lot of these trips, so you see for yourself as well. What are some other new travel trends we can expect for 2019?
Lots of trends, especially in the family travel space. So first of all, families are expanding their definition of cruising to include small ships and river cruising. River cruising is going to be really big in 2019. For example, AMA Waterways is debuting a new ship in May that will be the largest on the Danube, and it has a small pool area and connecting rooms that really appeal to families. We're also finding that millennials are more well-traveled than previous generations. So that means they're really looking for off-the-beaten-path experiences, even with their kids, because they've sort of, been there, done that. And now they're looking to broaden their experiences as well as their families. And finally, travel providers are starting to better serve families with special needs. For example, Beaches Resorts, which has properties in Jamaica and Turks and Caicos, they just finished training all 1,500 of their employees on how to accommodate kids with autism. So everyone from the person who takes your reservation to designated beach buddies at the resort, everyone is up to speed on the best practices when it comes to kids with autism. And, these efforts are really making it possible for all families to travel.
And be sure to find at KidTripster on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Pinterest. And you can always get more at KidTripster.com. You'll, of course, also find links to more about this topic and all the news stories in today's episode at thenewsworthy.com. From the homepage, click episodes and look for today's date. Thank you so much again for listening. The Newsworthy is ready for you by 4 a.m. every weekday. We'll chat again tomorrow. Have a great day.